Good Thursday morning, everybody. Chris Allen here on the Sam channel, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X, all sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace. And it is just after 8. You can see behind me that clock, 8:18 is the current time that I'm doing this live update for you in case you're watching it later. There's some cloud cover out there this morning. We'll be able to see that. Let me show you. I thought I had it called up, but I guess I didn't. Let me show you the Plano cam, and here it comes. I'll be able to show you that. Just in case you haven't looked outside, you can see just how cloudy it is, and it's still going to be a while before we start to get the rain in here, but the rain is on the way, and we're going to start to see rain moving in from west to east as we go through the day. And as we get on into the afternoon and this evening, especially, I think some of the rain could be kind of heavy at times. No severe weather. There could be maybe a rumble of thunder, but overall, this is just going to be a lot of rain. The winds are going to pick up already, beginning to pick up a little bit this morning. And then it's just going to rain. You can see a lot of it right back here. That's radar. Let's just go ahead and take a look at the radar. Just well, before I do that, let's take a look at mesonet temperatures, because the temperatures are certainly warm enough to keep us all in rain. So I'm not concerned about anything mixing in or being something other than rain. Now, at the moment, we have temperatures that there are some 30s and close to freezing, especially off to the north and east of us. But most of us now are in the upper 30s, even mid 40s. So it's all going to be rain, but the rain really hasn't started quite yet, even though the radar tries to show that there's rain that on the radar looks like it's falling, but it's really not falling until you get over toward, say, Cadiz, and then back toward Benton, Kentucky, and the land between the lakes, Murray, and then back toward Mayfield. All of this is actually reaching the ground. All of this kind of out in front of it is not reaching the ground, and it's because of the dew points being very dry. Look at all this dry air. Dew points are in the 20s, 30s, but then you see them go up into the 40s back here where the rain is actually coming down. And, well, then there's less of a, what we call a dew point departure. The dew points are pretty close to the air temperature. Dew point, let's say, for instance, right there in Graves County in Mayfield, temperature is almost 45, but the dew point is 42. So that's only a 3-degree difference between the air temperature and the dew point, which means we're most likely, humidity at 90%. Most likely all of this is reaching the ground, but a lot of this is trying to move into Logan County right now, and Muhlenberg County, even what looks like some light returns trying to move into southern Kentucky. That stuff is not reaching the ground yet, but it will as we go through the day. Here's a look at the winds, and they're coming out of the south and southeast at 5 to 10. So a little bit of a light breeze out there this morning, but those winds will pick up for sure as we go through the day. Now let's take a look at radar, and you can see again how all this is coming together back to the west. We said it would be about midday yesterday when looking at this, that it would be around that time before the rain really gets going here for Bowling Green and much of southern Kentucky. And that's pretty much the way it is. So again, the core of what is actually falling down to the ground, the back at Fort Campbell. Now, different radars are going to give you a different perspective, but This is the stuff that's actually reaching the ground. All of this out ahead of it is just not reaching the ground because the air is so dry. But it will. We change perspectives and go from the Fort Campbell radar to the Nashville radar, and you see that pretty much that same area is what's getting. And even though it tries to show that there could be something coming toward Bowling Green, if anything, it would be a sprinkle, but not much more than that. This is actually hitting the ground. So uh, anything that happens but in the next couple of hours most likely will not reach the ground, but it will once we get on past midday. So it's cloudy. Yeah, it looks like it's going to rain anytime, but a lot of this is going to have a lot of dry air to get through at first before it actually starts raining. But once it starts raining, it's going to rain pretty good today. Some of you could pick up close to 2 inches of rain between now and say um, midday tomorrow. Midday tomorrow. So here comes the rain, light at first, then the heavier stuff, which will come in midday to the afternoon. It starts to just creep on over, and pretty good rainfall. There may be times when it lets up a little bit, but then it'll start raining again and rain pretty good through the afternoon. Here's this evening, tonight, around midnight. With that warm front, there could even be just a little bit of elevated thunder. You may hear a rumble of thunder overnight tonight, early tomorrow, but again, no severe weather expected from this. This is 6 a.m. tomorrow. The cold front comes through, but then there's some wraparound moisture that will come in tomorrow afternoon. We may even see a little bit of clearing take place tomorrow morning after the cold front. The sun will come out, but then with this low pressure system tomorrow afternoon and evening and a backdoor cold front, we could see an isolated shower or thunderstorm tomorrow afternoon. Then this system is completely gone as we get into Saturday morning. It'll be a little bit cooler. Not too bad, though. Really, the temperatures are not going to change all that much. We're going to continue to stay unseasonably warm. I don't see, even though these little fronts come by, they're weak, and really there's not much to them. The next best chance of rain that I'm looking at is going to be next Wednesday into Thursday and even into next weekend. Here we go with showers and another frontal boundary that comes in. Here we go into next Thursday, even though it's not painted in. There will be some rain that hangs around into next weekend. Looking at the model blender, here we go, and look at these temperatures. That's pretty incredible for the last couple of days of January and the beginning of February, when we should be, normal is in the upper 40s, but we're going to see 40s for low temperatures. Look at all those 60s and even close to 70 by next Wednesday. Close to it. They've got 69. It may or may not get that warm. I think it may be a little bit cooler than that. Some of the models are running quite warm and a little bit too warm, but you see after that, by next weekend, we're going to cool back down to where we should be this time of the year, which is in the mid to upper 40s. But for the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, almost 9 days in a row, it is going to be unseasonably warm. And if we do get some of those upper 60s close to 70, in some cases that may even come close to being near records if we do that. So yeah, some really warm stuff is coming. That does not mean it's going to be severe weather necessarily, but as I say, it's always severe weather season. It doesn't matter what the calendar says. So We'll just have to keep an eye on it, but it's going to get really, really warm. You're going to think it's spring, but we're 49 days, 49 days still from the official beginning of spring. And even though there may be times when it's going to feel like it's spring, and it has lately, we're not there. I still think there's plenty of opportunity to get some winter weather in here in the coming weeks and at least through the middle of March. Okay. All right. That'll do it today for this update. Rain coming in about 57 to near 60 for a high temperature. The winds are going to pick up, and then it's going to, as you can see on the radar back behind me there. Yeah, it's coming. It'll be here by lunchtime, I think, or even before, to those of you that live west of Bowling Green. All right. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. As always, I'll see you tonight on News 40 at 5, 6, and 10. In the meantime, God bless.